Welcome to Uipath Training Session 4 Recording Methods. So basically we have 4 recording methods in Uipath: Basic, Desktop, Web, and Citrix. So what is basic recording? Basic generates a full selector for each activity and there is no container in it. The resulted automation is slower than one that uses containers. Means it doesn't use the container, so it's slower than the recording method which uses the container, and it is suitable for single activities, whereas desktop recording suitable for all type of desktop apps and multiple actions. It is faster than the basic recorder because that doesn't generate the container. However, it generates the container in here, and which the selector of two top level window means it generates it gets the selectors using the top level window in which activities are enclosed. The partial selectors for each activity, it generates a partial selector for each activity which is recorded in this method. And we have third recording method, which is web recorder. Web recorder designed for recording in web apps and browsers. It's for Internet Explorer, Google Chrome, also Mozilla Firefox. It generates container and uses the simulate type click input method by default. So you can see the mouse clicking on the buttons and moving around, but you can also uncheck the simulate click there and you won't be able to see the mouse moving in there. And then we have last, which is Citrix recorder. Citrix recorder used to record virtualized environment like VNCs, virtual machines, Citrix, etc. Or SAP permits only image, text, and keyboard automation, and requires explicit positioning. Basically, what happens in it only works upon the click images. Like it identify the unique image in order to click or in order to put the values in the element. So it is totally based on the images and all. What we call it is we call it surface automation basically. So let's go to Uipath Studio and try to record basic process. Okay, so let me delete the existing workflow. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I have created one simple application. It is just to manage the users in here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use both of the recording method in order to see the difference and the performance, of course. So let's try to record. Let's try to use basic recorder first. Okay, so I'm gonna click on record. Okay, I need to put the name. Let's make it empty first and then put the name John. Okay, press enter and then go to next. Smith, make it empty as well. Okay, company name ABC Inc. and press enter. Select or type the name or type the language English. Okay, and the state LA and press enter and click on submit. Okay, that's done. Let me press escape. Okay, as we can see in here, the record is submitted. So we can clear this record. We can clear this record in here as well. Let's try to save it. It will generate one recording sequence. Let's look at the sequence first. Okay, now we will look at the selectors of each activity, of each actions which it has recorded. Okay, the first activity is type into activity. And if I look at the selector, it taken from the parent window till the control. Like parent window, parent app is amapp.exe. Control name is form1. Then control the window control name is textworks1. So it is referring to the parent first, then the child. Okay, and all selectors will be like same. Here it will be text box 2, of course. Yeah. Okay, and here the same, of course. So it is a basic recorder. Now let's try to just give it a name. Basic recorder. Okay, and set the next node. Okay, let's try to run it. Here we go. But did you find some difference in it? Okay, I'll show you by practical example. Okay, so it has recorded one. It has performed one action in it. It has saved the records here. Now I'm gonna clear it. I'm gonna record the same thing with the test of recording now. Okay. Oh, sorry. I need to restart it because I have typed the same thing there. Either what we can do is we can remove this activity later on. Or let me try to type it here. ABC Inc. And then language Punjabi. And the state CH. Make it empty. Okay, and then I should press submit. Okay, let's press escape and save the recording sequence. Go back to here and clear the record. Alright, so this is what we have by the desktop recorder. Alright, let's look at the activities. So here, as you can see, it is a container of the application. Now it cloned that application, it attached to that window. Now you will see some difference in it, in the selectors. See, the selector is too short. It is only referring to the control directly. It is not referring to the parent record or parent control, because it has generated one single parent container. So now all the activities will be referring to their controls directly. rather than referring to their parent node and then the child node. So this is how it makes it faster than the basic recorder. So yeah, I had typed one. Okay, I need to remove this activity because it has the same selector as the last name. Okay, and you won't find any much difference in it, because the only difference is it all always refers to the direct control where it needs to interact with an element. So the major difference is the parent container in here, which is attach window, and then do panel we can we can put the activities. Okay, let's try to run it. Now you will see some difference in it. Okay, let's run it. See, it's faster. It's faster than basic recorder. So basically, in order to measure the performance, you will see in the bigger processes. The desktop recorder is always faster than the basic recorders. So this was basic and desktop recorder. You've seen the difference. The basic doesn't have any container, however desktop has, right? And what desktop how that desktop is different than basic, it is always generates one parent container for all the activities in it, which makes us faster rather than referring to parent control again and again in each activity. So it generates one single parent container, and we can put the activities inside it referring to their controls directly. Okay, so now let's move to the third recording type, which is web. So let me open. I'm gonna do something with it. Okay, let's type. Oh, let's find out the CEO name. CEO of. Later we can change the name of the company. Like now it's Google. Make it empty. And also what we can do is go back and we can use the press keys from here. So you can use these elements as well. Like keyboard, we can send the hotkey like press enter. Let's try to record it again. Let's save it and delete. Let's save it and delete it, and try to record the new sequence. Okay. Alright, before doing this, let me clear it. Alright. See of Google. This. And then okay, it's done. And then we can press enter. Oh, it's sorry, it's I need to do it with the along with the typing. So later on we can put the enter in there with the just now. Let's get it. Copy the text. Okay. So here, similarly like desktop recording, it also generates the parent container, and for the activities, it generates the direct selector to the control. So it identify one element ID, which is list IB, which is input tag. Now what we're gonna enter is we're gonna enter the CEO of any of the company, and then I try to press enter key. Just if you can do it, it's very simple in here. You find the selectors here, of course, but yeah, what you can do is you can select the enter key from here, and go down. You don't have to click, you have to get the text. So you can remove these activities, and here look at the selector. It is only for Uipath. Oh, sorry, it's only for Google. So let's try to run it. It also stores the values in this variable, which is div. What we can do is we can show that values in the message box. Okay, and then div dot toString. All right, let's try to run it. Let's do it like this. Oh, sorry, I didn't. All right, I didn't connect to the sequence to the workflow to the start node. Okay, try to run it. Here we go. So it was pretty quick, right? So this is how you can automate the web applications as well, and you can work with the selectors, with the dynamic selectors, and also if you want to change the name of the company in here, you can of course change it, and you can that depends upon your requirement. And instead of getting the same thing, because now it will only get the data from for this particular name, but you can make the selector dynamic based on your requirement, so you can change the selectors anytime. Okay, let's go back to the workflow and let's try to work with the Citrix automation. Citrix automation is basically for the remote desktop automation, where we cannot identify the elements and we cannot get the element IDs and classes and tags and all. So there we use Citrix automation. So I don't have the desktop, the remote desktop at the moment, but I'm gonna show you how you can do it. Let's assume that this application is opened in the desktop, How are you gonna do it now? Okay, well, try to click on Citrix, and here we have some options for Citrix recording. So let's suppose I need to type here, or what you can do is just press escape. First of all, you need to identify the image where to click. So you can select the region like till here, and then it asks you to indicate where to click, and then you can click here. Okay, and then you can type. Make it empty because it automatically recognizes the input area, and just try to press enter. But we need to select the region and indicate where to click. So it clicked. And then also let's try to put more and more values in it, like last name, or you can select the entire control here, and you can select like top left or top right. Top right would be inside the, or you can indicate where to click. And then you can put the values. Okay, let's save it and rearrange the activities in it. So what it does is it generates the full select, it generates a partial selector with the parent container, which is attached window. It attaches the desktop remote desktop system entirely, and then we have do panel in here. So now it is attached to that window. Now it will perform the actions directly to their controls. So let's look at the selectors. You won't find any selector in it because it doesn't recognize the IDs and all. It only works with the images, the unique identity of the image or unique identity of the control. Okay. So, all right. So what we have done is let's move the summit down. Okay, let me clear it. And go back to flowchart and set the node, start node. Let's run it. See, first it clicks there and then it submits. First it recognizes the image, then it clicks, then it puts the value there, and then it proceeds with another action. So this is how the Citrix recording works. Basically, we don't recommend the Citrix recording because it is not that secure, it's not that accurate, because sometimes if the image changes, or if that particular unique identity changes, its place or something, then there will be an issue. That automation won't be able to proceed further. So always try to use the surface automation, try to identify the elements and all, but it's always the last option we have when we have desktop remote desktop system, and there you can of course refer to the Citrix recording. It is, of course, it's more accurate when you can easily identify the unique identities of the control or something. You can easily identify the images, but it always, like, if it is if you won't be able to if the image changes, then you won't be able to automate the things, like, then it will throw an error. So always try to make it more accurate, try to use the more unique identities of the control. So this is how you can make it more accurate. So that was all for the day, and thanks for watching. See you in the next video.